Howdy, my darling Pisces. How are you doing? I'm here to give you your February 2025 tarot reading here, tarot message, and see if there's some type of guidance, some type of clarity, some food for thought that I could perhaps provide for you today, Pisces. And if I have my life together, you can check down below, and I should have a timestamp if I have my life together, fingers crossed, where you can check out down below, Pisces, the social aspect to this tarot reading, because I understand not everybody is having to thrive in social life or cares about what's going on with somebody in your personal life, right? And so there's going to be a part down there for the person that is on your mind, and you can see if I end up connecting to whoever is on your mind, darling. But let's just get into your tarot reading about yourself, my Pisces, and see what's just going on in your general life here, which it seems to be as if you're in your queen energy, my love. All right, doesn't matter if you're a male, honey, you're still in your queen energy, which is not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing at all. And then the Nine of Wands here. So Pisces, I am connecting to you at a time of where you've been pushed to this point of where you had to be really independent here. I'm seeing this queen energy, and I think the main message that comes forward to me here is that I feel like you're about to be entering a period of time of where you're going to be feeling or having experiences in your life that allows for you to be more so in your feminine energy. And what does this look like? Because again, I want to be very clear. I mean, obviously, darling, you take one look at me, I open my mouth for 2 seconds. You clearly know, honey, I have some type of different relationship with feminine and masculine energy, right? So what this looks like for regardless of who you are or what you are is that being more so in your feminine energy, at least to me, darling, especially with the Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles here, this is like being around people who actually make you feel a little bit taken care of, and not as if it's being feminine means as if you're just being taken care of by people, but being around people where you actually can rely on them, and there's like a mutual give and take rather than you always having to be in some type of leadership position. You actually are receiving something as well there. So you probably have just been in a long period of time of your life where you kind of just had to either reserve your energy, but I feel as if it's not even as if you've been able to reserve your energy, because the Nine of Wands does kind of give this implication of where you still have been giving yourself away to people that have just been taking, because you might have that people-pleasing aspect about you, Pisces, which is not a bad thing. It's what I love about you. It's what most people love about you, Pisces, is your people-pleasing aspect because of how you make people feel. But yeah, I feel as if you're going to be around a more supportive system here in the coming days where people... With this Ace of Swords, I don't know if this is a sense of with some type of action that you decide to make, perhaps, Pisces. Have you been like sitting with the idea perhaps of venturing out into doing something? You know, perhaps have you been thinking about signing up for a course, community, taking it can be even something at surface level as like picking up like a new video game, Pisces, for example, right? And it's in through those actions that you take there, you start being around, you start surrounding yourself with that type of energy that allows for you to be, again, just more so in your feminine. To me, this is just being in like more of a softer era of your life there. Almost as if like you're going to be entering a phase of your life, Pisces, where you're going to actually start experiencing the parts of life where it's not just about survival, it's about like the experiences you're having and like what you want to chase after. It's like I feel like you're a passionate person, Pisces, but you haven't been able to lean into your passionate energy for quite some time, perhaps there. Knight of Swords coming in here. Five of Pentacles, as well as the Three of Pentacles here, Pisces. All right, so this is a very opportune time for you to be networking here, Pisces, once again. And then the Page of Swords here. I feel like you end up... How would I want to put this here, Pisces? I feel like you are very quickly on the path towards being around like just a strong supportive system where they help celebrate you in a place where you felt initially insecure. So this can be something at surface level, Pisces, as maybe you've recently made the decision to or you've been sitting with the idea of venturing off into doing some type of idea that you have some imposter syndrome about or some shyness about there, right? Maybe you moved into a new environment there and you're just shy about in that regard there. There's good people in whatever environments that you're about to be venturing into. These are people that are able to help you out in some capacity, and these are going to be people where you're not always going to be like, a specific message here is where it's like you're not always going to be like feeling like the only adult in the room there. Again, I don't know why there's seemingly like this big priority here, Pisces, where like, and it's kind of sad almost, Pisces, because with the page of swords here in the back of the deck, it's like what you've been craving out of out of your relationships in your life is just people that are actually able to communicate properly. Or people who are just who don't have just like their own like hidden ulterior motives. That's really what this is about, Pisces. To me, it's like you've always just been in this place where you've needed to protect yourself, or you've needed to always just make sure like everything that you've been doing is just like keeping your head above water. You haven't really been able to just enter a period of time of your life where you're able to just really enjoy life, right? And being able to just like wake up each day and just, think about things other than just survival there. I think that's going to be changing, and I think it starts initially with like the people that you are around in whatever spaces that you end up in the coming days. But again, it's really going to be dependent on what this Ace of Swords is to you, Pisces, right? So, for some of you Pisces, this Ace of Swords represents like going back to school, right? And then finding your community of people in that schooling environment, which ends up really changing the overall trajectory of your life, right? For others of you, this could just simply, again, look like pursuing like a passion or a new interest there. Whatever it is, delve into that interest, right? I think there's some initial resistance here from you with that Five of Pentacles, like again, like either like insecurity, shyness, imposter syndrome. Like there's an idea that you wanted to go forward with, but then that Five of Pentacles holds you back. Don't allow that to hold you back, friend, because even though it seems something at surface level as like making the decision to venture into like, again, like a new video game, right? Because I make it a point to use a surface level example like that, because I know when it comes to tarot readings, we always like to make it about something more grandiose, right? But it really can be something as surface level as something as basic as that, where you enter like a new community, but it's like in that new community, it's the people that you meet and the impact that they have on you that really helps change the trajectory of your life there, right? So again, it sounds dramatic, but it's like just with the simple experience of having good people around you, like it makes it, they could not directly impact your physical life whatsoever, but it's just because you have those good people, those good interactions around you, it just puts you in a better mental health space to be able to take on life and continue doing what it is that you have been doing, right? So I don't know, I just feel the need to over explain that, because I feel like I'm gonna I don't know, just don't overcomplicate it, Pisces, because it's going to be the smallest action that really makes the biggest change, or that has the biggest impact overall for your life there. So let's see if there's anything else here, Pisces, before we switch gears here. But I mean, we got the best card in the tarot deck swinging here, friend. That Sun, the King of Wands. You're going to be getting some type of attention here, Pisces. And I think that might be what this is ultimately about, Pisces. I think you're about to be entering a stage of your life of where you're just kind of just being perceived, right? Because I know this is just the general aspect of this reading here, but this has kind of unintentionally just been just about your social life here, which on a personal level, I don't like. As like a tarot reader, I enjoy more so just being introspective, just so you have that understanding of where I'm coming from here. So it's not as if this is like a natural thing for me to like lean into for a tarot message here, but it's like, I don't know. I think that's like the chapter you're about to be going into, is like where you're being perceived. It might trigger you a little bit because of just like, again, the people that you've always been around and the previous experiences that you've had with people. That's what triggers that, sense of like being spooked out when like new people reach out to you, or when you venture into new communities, into new spaces. You want to be like more of a wallflower rather than bringing any attention to yourself. I think that would be a mistake, friend. I feel like, Pisces, for you, you're about to be entering a phase of your life of where, I know it's so overused and it sounds so silly, Pisces, but truly like treating your life as if you are the main character, and I think it's really relevant for you, because what did we start out your reading with here? I was talking about how the people-pleasing aspect of yourself really has made your life a lot more complicated than it needed to for a lot of situations in your life, if I can speak properly, Pisces. But yeah, back of the deck energy here, King of Pentacles. You're about to be having some reliable energy coming in here, friend. All right, you have 2 kings showing up just in the same nature with those 2 queens that showed up here, right? So that's what I have here for you, friend. Ultimately, I just feel as if you're about to be connecting to some folks that are going to be part of your new community, right? Even though it wasn't your intention whatsoever. All right, so that's the general message that I have for you, darling. Hopefully that resonated. Let me know in the comments below as well, Pisces, what that Ace of Swords is about for you, because that's what I'm most curious about, because that's really going to be the biggest deciding factor of like how things go down for you, Pisces, is like what that Ace of Swords is about. If it's like taking action towards like your education, career, new interest, whatever that is, really take it serious. All right, Pisces? So let's switch gears, my darling, over to the person that is on your mind right now, Pisces. Think about who it is, and we'll take a quick look and see if I'm connected to the person that you have on your mind here. I'm going to start out with a few tarot cards to get an idea of this person, so you'll know if this is about you or not. All right, 4 of Wands. So we're already connecting to somebody that you have some type of strong association with. You know, you might perceive them as like a soulmate, twin flame, karmic relation, you know, girl, all those type of terminologies. I don't like getting too lost on them, right? You just, this is somebody that you perceive as pretty serious, right? So if you're thinking about like a quick little fling, if you're thinking about somebody that you don't have that history with, this is someone new. And this is not going to be the person here for you. You have a history with this person, and just like in the general part of your tarot reading, Pisces, the 9 of Wands shows up. Is this someone that you have? Oh gosh, I'm dying. It's like they're not wanting me to speak about it, honey. Now I'm playing. Is this somebody that you regretted deeply about investing into them a long time? Is this someone that you built a life with in some capacity with here? That's something that comes to my mind as well. Maybe you had like a pet together, or you lived together there. Something, honey. 7 of Cups coming in here, and then the Queen of Cups. Get that focusing there. So Pisces, who I'm connecting to back of the deck is the 7 of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is somebody that you have a history with. Someone that you have a history with, and I feel as if what ended up putting things off, or put things off between the two of you, is their wandering eye, essentially here. 7 of Cups with this Queen of Cups here. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a third party energy necessarily, but this is somebody where it's like their priorities were just not aligned with yours necessarily. So whether this is easily could be like, maybe this is like your baby mama, baby daddy type of energy here, and they just had a wandering eye. But it also could simply just be somebody that, where you ranked them on your totem pole of priorities, just was not aligned with where they were ranking you. Does that make sense? And so you were taking probably this relationship more serious than they were, and their actions ended up pushing you, or lack of action ended up pushing you away, because you're just like, all right, like you don't see me as like someone that's in your tribe there. That's who I'm connecting to. Right? And it's hard for you to like move on from it, or to accept it for what it is, because of the history that the two of y'all seemingly have here, right? That's who I'm connecting to, friend, right? So if this, you feel like this is your story here, then let me continue yapping here for a couple minutes if I don't lose these tarot cards anyways. Let's see here, Pisces. We'll do one more bridge shuffle before we pull out these tarot cards. And also, how was y'all's Valentine's, Pisces? I recorded the other water signs before Valentine's Day, but then I got a little bit busy. So I hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day, or at least a good weekend, because y'all about to be getting this message on Monday, since that's when I'm recording it. But I hope y'all had a good weekend nonetheless. 5 of Wands, the Magician coming in here, as well as the 2 of Swords. Back of the deck is the Judgment in the reverse here, my darling. All right, so their intentions towards you, their feelings towards you, Pisces, are, I feel like it's not really much of a surprise. I feel like this is more so just going to be an affirming message to you here. 5 of Wands and the Magician tells me this is somebody that's not really going to be changing here. This is somebody that feels as if they have a lot more of a sense of control of the situation than they actually do. This is somebody that really likes to think as if they are pulling a fast one on somebody. Like anytime I pull the Magician card for somebody that I'm dealing with in my life there, it obviously depends on the other cards around the magician, but I always kind of like raise my eyebrow because like that's somebody that's like always on. Like that's somebody that you wouldn't trust like telling things to because they're probably screenshotting it or like telling it to other people. Kind of like, I don't know. It's not necessarily shady in this type of way. It is with the 5 of Wands there and that 2 of Swords in the there. Judgment in the back of the deck. Like ultimately, friend, this is somebody where it's like, yes, you have a long standing history with them, but they're not going to be changing in their habits, so they're not going to be changing in their behaviors here. And if anything, I feel as if this is somebody where it's like, if you allow the conversation to go there, they will lean the conversation to where they put you at fault in some capacity, or where they make you start internalizing things for like why the relationship is the way that it is there. All right, if that's relevant. This is somebody that's not interested in changing. This is somebody that's really just trying to like test their limits and see like how much they can really like push the envelope with you. Like, I don't know, if I was in your position with these type of cards here, friend, with this context that I know, I wouldn't really trust it. 3 of Wands here, the Knight of Swords, as well as the death energy. Yeah, and I feel as if this is probably not the first time around that you've been pushed to this point with this person. This is probably somebody where it's like you've started to walk away from them, and then maybe you got baited back in because of the words they said, or maybe just again because you reference like what you've known them for, right? What the history that you've built with this person, right? But I don't know, friend. Like, I think this is kind of one of those things where it's like you're just kind of like delaying the inevitable. Like eventually it's just going to be reaching this point. You know what I mean? So I hope this helps out, my darling. I hope this gives you some perspective. And yeah, if you enjoyed this tarot reading and you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can look down below in the description box. I have my website linked. It's just SimplyVelca.com. And yeah, I will connect to you sometime in the near future, Pisces. Thank you for trusting me to read your cards, and I hope you have a lovely week. Girl, I can't speak. Take care, Pisces.